This video will go through low back pain when running. We'll run through some of the causes, a suggestion of something to try out to see if that helps you, and a couple of suggestions at the end, where to go just to improve the low back and leg flexibility, which can have a knock-on consequence with the running, and where to go for help if you need a bit more individual advice. I know that if you're a runner, you just want to keep on running, really despite any aches and pains, you're probably still carrying on. But it's really important to try and get things sorted sooner rather than later, and then you can get back to your pain-free running. My name's Claire, I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFit Health, and I'm here to help you move without pain or issue. To get more from our expertise, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Before I go on about the causes of low back pain when running, it's really important just to say this video is general advice only and not specific advice. So please get yourself booked an appointment if you are experiencing any pain. Sometimes you need just a little bit more one-to-one and individual understanding of your own circumstances, so that you really get kind of the best and most specific advice to help you go forwards. The other thing that's worth mentioning is that pain is quite complex. There's never just like one thing that adds to the pain and the symptoms. There's generally a number of different things. A lot of people will be thinking specifically really about, you know, the muscles and the joints that can cause some of the aches and pains. I don't know if you're aware, but you can also experience pain if you are stressed, if you're anxious, if you're not sleeping very well. So yeah, there's a whole host of things that might be contributing to some of this. And so yeah, it's kind of worthwhile unpicking just to figure things out. So some of the causes of low back pain, there's quite a few. This is in no way going to be a comprehensive list of things, but just a few things just to be aware of. It could just be that you have a little bit of muscle imbalance. Potentially you might be overworking these muscles of the low back just to help push you forwards when you are running. You've obviously got your hips and your pelvis. The glutes are at the back of the hips, and they are designed to help push you forwards. However, I have to say they can generally be fairly weak with people, and they don't like doing too much work. So if they're not working that much, your body's trying to recruit any muscle it can do just to give you the movement that you're after. In which case, that can be when it starts to recruit that low back to help push you forwards. I'll go through in a moment how to figure out if that's the case. You could have a stiff low back, that might be causing it. Your abs might be weak. Like I say, your glutes might not be working too much. Might be a couple of joints in the low back that might be getting just a little bit irritated. They can pinch and cause some pain. As I mentioned earlier, you've also got the stress and anxiety, perhaps even lack of sleep, that can be contributing to some of the aches and pains. It might be because you've been sitting for a long time during the day, so you're kind of in that flex position, and then you get yourself standing up and you start your running, and that just kind of change of position can create some of those aches and pains. So that list of causes is by no means comprehensive, just gives you a bit of an idea as to all of the different elements that might be causing this low back pain. So if you are getting low back pain, but you're definitely knowing that it's when you're running, you're not really getting any low back pain any other time, and so you might be starting to think that potentially you're overworking these muscles of the low back just to help push you forwards. Watch this next clip and try the exercise out just to see if you can figure out whether you can feel the low back working or if you can feel the glutes at the back of the hip working. Just try to unpick and see which muscles are a little bit more dominant. Okay, so you're going to have a lay on your front, and you are going to bend your left knee to about 90 degrees. And then you just try to focus on what's going on within the body itself, within that low back and the glutes, so at the back of that left hip. All you're going to do is you're just going to try and lift the left knee up and down. That's your movement. And whilst you're doing this, that's where you're doing that scan. Do you feel the work on that low back? Is that your pain that you've been experiencing, or are you feeling the muscle at the back of that left hip? Once you've done that, then you're going to swap over and you're going to try the other side, and you're just going to see same thing. As you lift the knee up and down, where are you feeling working? Is it the low back, or is it the hips, or is it perhaps a little bit of both? If you've done that exercise and you've figured out that you are perhaps overworking these low back muscles and you're not quite using these glutes, then watch this next clip and I'll go through the beginning exercise of trying to get the glutes to work. Now, just before you watch it, I'll explain. You're wanting to isolate the muscle, so you do that laying down, and that's where you're going to start. But ultimately, you want to be starting to do exercises that recruit your glutes in standing, so it's a little bit more functional for you, a little bit more relevant to your running. On a Thursday morning, I do run some specific Pilates classes for runners and walkers, and we will do a lot of standing exercises and exercises that focus around the glutes and the legs. So come and join us. It's virtual, so you can do it comfort of your own home, or we've even got some people doing it in the park. The bridge laying down is a really good exercise just to try and isolate the glutes a little bit more, which is the muscles at the back of the hips. So you're going to lay yourself down, bend your knees, and I'd actually get your feet really as close to the body as you can do, just to try and isolate the glutes a little bit more. Think about squeezing the glutes, so squeezing the bottom together as you're raising your hips up. So this is your basic bridge, and then you're going to lower yourself all the way back down again. Now, when you first start to try this, you're trying to get these glutes working rather than that low back. I'd suggest doing it nice and slowly, and just get that spotlight around the glutes in particular, just to get those feeling like they're working. So that's your basic bridge. Try that just to start to get these glutes firing a little bit more. And then you have a few different bridge variations, which we have a video on, and then you can progress into your standing exercises. If you've tried the suggestions in this video and it hasn't really made much of a difference, there might be other things that are going on, in which case definitely book yourself an online consultation and we'll go through your medical history, range of movements, just try and unpick and figure things out as to really what's going on with you, and then you can get your specific advice as to what will help you move forwards. If you're interested in improving or maintaining that leg flexibility, particularly starting from the low back, hips, and all the way down the leg, join our 8-week deep squat challenge. The details are in the description below. The challenge starts when you sign up. You'll get an email, and it will start you off, and you'll get an email each week where it focuses on the different areas of the leg and the low back. You'll get an idea of different exercises that target all of those areas. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, you'll come out with a lovely workout routine specific to you, really, that focuses on the different areas, and you can focus on the different tight spots that you may have. So yeah, details in the description below. So to summarise what we're saying in this video, firstly, I definitely know that it's important for you to keep running, and that's what we are trying to get you to do. You need to figure out if you are potentially overworking those muscles at the low back and maybe not switching these glutes on at the back of the hip. Maybe they're not doing as much work as they could do, and that's your route forwards. Try your bridge to begin with, and then you can slowly work your way up to doing your standing and more functional exercises. Catching these things early is always a little bit easier to sort out. So yeah, waiting a little while just can take longer for things to settle down. So definitely get things sorted sooner rather than later. If you're still confused by any of this, you've tried everything and you're just not quite getting where you would like to, then book an online appointment with us. You'll see a booking link on our website and it's pretty straightforward. We'll go through your medical history and just have a bit of a chat about what's been going on, and then we can start to unpick all of the symptoms so we can figure out a plan for what you need to do to go forwards. And ultimately, I'm here just to keep you running as much as I can do. See you soon.